I'm Prafnil from Nekota and I love listening to Today FM.
My name is Stanley Girdler and I'm from Australia, but I'm part Fijian from Watraki, and I love listening to Today FM Rocks.
For the best music and less talk, we tune into Today FM in Nasilai Village. Today FM rocks.
My name is Inaya Ali and I'm from Ba, and I love the big breakfast on Today FM. I just love it and hope you love it too.
My name is Jay from La Paz. I love listening to Today FM. Today FM rocks.
My name is Naushin and I'm from Sambeto, and I love Today FM. Today FM rocks.
Today's hit music on Today FM.
Good evening, I'm Amrita Priyadarshini and this is FBC News. Tonight, Fiji's climate change fight growing in strength. Snap checks on recipients of Help for Homes grant. And Fiji Electricity Authority has a busy 2017 in store. Countries vulnerable to climate change will have a stronger voice to demand strong action on climate change, with Fiji appointed as president for COP23. Prime Minister Voreqe Bainimarama says his government will continue to work with affected communities and the global stage in efforts to protect our country from its effects. Kelly Vadala reports.
More than 50 communities in Fiji are vulnerable to rising sea levels and must be relocated to higher ground. Prime Minister Voreqe Bainimarama says he has the responsibility to protect the future of all Fijians and that we will not stop fighting the ravages of climate change.
When I go to the world, I take the struggles faced by ordinary Fijians with me. I take the pain and suffering we endured in Cyclone Winston. I take the fear we live with every day, knowing that another storm could strike. And I take the concern we share for our neighbors in the Pacific, some of whose very existence is at risk from rising sea levels.
Bainimarama today commissioned a seawall and a concrete walkway in Kumi village, Tailevu. While delivering his speech this morning, Bainimarama says he is demanding increased international assistance and attention towards climate change adaptation so that we can help protect ourselves from climate change related events that's already upon us.
The project that we are witnessing the opening of which today was part of government's program in 2013 when government put out a call for interest for those communities that are vulnerable and needed government's assistance to safeguard their communities.
Village headman Channaravasakula says the new development will protect the people of Kumi from surging tides that threaten their livelihood.
This new development of the seawall in our village will surely save us from getting affected by massive tides that used to come straight into the village and damage our farms and livestock. We are feeling the effects of climate change nearly every day. The level of sea keeps rising and we hope the new wall will help stop waves coming into our homes.
Bainimarama says the stories of people's experiences on how climate change has affected their communities are a driving force when speaking at global events and trying to win over more support to Fiji's cause. Kelly Vadala, FBC News.
People applying for assistance through the Help for Homes initiative have been urged not to make false declarations. Sharon Shivan reports a number of people who were affected by Tropical Cyclone Winston and had applied for assistance are being investigated for giving false information.
Phase 2 of the Help for Homes initiative has begun in Wainimbuka, Tailevu, targeting those who were not assisted the first time around. And while a number of people turned out seeking information, Minister for Women, Children and Poverty Alleviation, Mereseni Vuniwanga, made one thing clear: applicants must fill in the right information.
Just clarifying a lot of matters with them first, particularly in relation to the declarations they'll be signing pertaining to the damage that they have suffered, to ensure that they are aware of what they're signing before they do. Because as you know that in phase 1 we've started prosecutions against people who have lied in their declarations.
6 hardware companies are part of this initiative, minus 2 bigger companies that were removed from the initial list.
The companies that have been picked for phase 2, they have done their job in relation to phase 1. So they're the ones who have been picked by government to carry out the exercise for phase 2. The ones that have been left out, they haven't had a very good record in relation to supplies in phase 1.
Vuniwaqa says lack of communication was an area of concern during phase 1 and the government does not want a repeat of this. Government officials are personally visiting villages and informing people about the initiative. 8 teams are out in field, while 8 others are on standby. They will even visit areas that were assisted in the phase 1, but there might be people who were missed out. Sherin Shivan, FBC News.
Good news if you're living in Ba, Tavua and Raki. The Fiji Electricity Authority has plans to build new transmission lines in 2017. FEA Chief Executive Hasmukh Patel says this is part of a larger annual development agenda for the authority. Rachel Nath reports.
In order to cater for the growing development in the West, the Fiji Electricity Authority is working on a high-voltage transmission line.
This particular transmission line that we are building is a 132,000 volt transmission line, and it's going to cost us 50 million Fijian dollars to build that line together with the associated substations and switching stations.
The new transmission line will be constructed from the hills of Verara to Ba town. Another focus for 2017 will be the rural electrification scheme.
FEA together with the government has drawn up a plan, and we want to make sure that we are able to execute that plan successfully next year.
The rural electrification scheme is an initiative endorsed by the government to provide electricity throughout Fiji. However, as Patel looks back on 2016, he says the authority has done reasonably well despite Tropical Cyclone Winston.
We did a number of projects, we did a lot of RE schemes, we were able to also pay off all our loans, whichever were due, and we also made some good profits. So that was 2016.
FEA will also focus on improving its customer service come 2017. Rachel Nath, FBC News.
A man from Tongo village on Ngamea Island remains admitted at the Lambasa hospital after he was injured during a landslide in the village at the height of TD04F. Eleanor Turanga-View reports the village is still cleaning up and clearing debris.
The heavy rain brought about by TD04F last weekend took down and crushed 2 homes in Tongo village, Ngamea, injuring 1 person in the process. Village headman Kiso Dhama says the landslide happened so fast, but they are lucky no lives were lost.
When the landslide happened, the first thing it took was 1 engine house. Then it took my kitchen. It happened within 3 seconds. By the time I called out for people to get to safety, it had already happened.
This is just one of the few landslides that happened in the village. On our way here, we crossed over another landslide. The old graveyard on the hill swept down into the village.
We believe there may be some graves that have come down. We will have to see to it, and if there are, we will have to rebury our loved ones to the new grave site.
To the side of the village, about 4 homes were inundated with flood waters after the village dam burst and flooded the village. When we arrived, the men were clearing debris and stones left behind by the flood waters.
The water came down in 8 different places, but the one that came here, it burst the riverbank and flooded all this area and the 4 houses there.
There are now plans to relocate new homes and homes built close to the hills to a new site to avoid such disasters from happening. Eleanor Turanga-View, FBC News.
After the break on FBC News, plans taking shape for Fiji Broadcasting Corporation's 2 New Year's Eve parties. And in world news, a day after the death of actress Carrie Fisher, her mother dies of a stroke. That and more coming up.
Radio Fiji 1, Radio Fiji 1, ndo moibiti na bonga njoniano na evangoliti ya Raki. Mami na marama ni Northland. Mami na utaleta na Radio Fiji 1, na ndo moibiti na bonga ni BNN.
Na Radio Fiji 1 na ndo moibiti na bonga ni BNN.
Welcome back to FBC News. A 33-year-old man of Lautoka has been sentenced to 8 years, 11 months imprisonment for raping a woman in January 2014. Eroni Devamatha lured the victim to his house on the pretext of drinking, where he assaulted and raped her. The court found Devamatha had abused the trust of the victim and had used violence against her. He must serve a minimum of 7 years behind bars before parole. Well, the Lamy Town Council has commenced with the development of Johnny Singh Park. This was confirmed to FBC News by Lamy Town Council Special Administrator Jasper Singh. Saini Animboila visited the park today and files this report.
Work is well underway on the Lamy's only sports field, Johnny Singh Park. With the refurbished Tikram Park nearing completion, the council will now focus on its next project, the development of Johnny Singh Park.
We'll be developing the Johnny Singh Park, which is the only full-size playing field in Lamy. It will have a rugby field, and we've already begun excavating the embankment. And we'll be putting up the fencing around the park.
Singh says new facilities will include a podium and a multi-purpose court.
We'll have 12 facilities, parking facilities, and maybe a clubhouse for the sporting bodies that are in Lamy, and other inputs that are still coming in, that what people want to see at Johnny Singh Park. But the work has begun.
20-year-old Lamy resident Maria Salavakau says Lamy youths will greatly benefit from this development.
We don't have to go to other sports grounds to have trainings and all, and having this upgraded as well, it'll bring a lot of, it'll expose us to various to sports, and we can have games here. It's very close to our communities.
The government has also given the council about $180,000 for preliminary work, and the entire project will cost more than $6 million. Saini Animboila, FBC News.
With only 2 days to the new year, the Fiji Broadcasting Corporation is in high gear, preparing for the New Year's Eve bashes. Suva's Albert Park and Carnival Park in Lautoka will be hosting a fun-filled countdown with great music and heaps of entertainment. Rachel Nath tonight looks at plans for the 3112 party in Lautoka.
People of Lautoka will be hosted to the Mirchi FM and Bula FM New Year's Eve bash for the first time.
We're having Sunny Boy. He's a very famous singer from Ba, and he'll be singing all the latest Bollywood hits. And we'll be having Fiji Fusion and Western Band Association, Mangroovy. They're very, very famous. And of course, Rainbow Wahime. Everybody's aware they're really famous. And West Dance Group.
The 3112 New Year's Bash will have a fun-filled water fight corner, which is coordinated by the Lautoka City Council.
The party is organized, the musicians have been hired, the rides are all booked, the water hydrant, the water bombs are all ready.
The party is intended for all age groups with various activities.
We have so many entertainments like Mangroovy Boys. We got some other dance group. This is something new on stage. And also we have Ben and Lopo. This is something our listeners always want to see them on stage. So Lautoka, Bula FM will be there for you. So come on down to Carnival Park.
The Mirchi FM and Bula FM New Year's Eve Bash in Lautoka will open from 12 p.m. with music and entertainment from local bands. Rachel Nath, FBC News.
Overseas now, and Hollywood icon Debbie Reynolds has died just a day after her daughter Carrie Fisher. It's suspected that the 84-year-old suffered a stroke while she was planning her daughter's funeral. And now to sports, here's Jamie with the latest.
Thanks, Amrita, and good evening. Up ahead in sports, Fiji Barbers 16-member squad named and CVC dates shifted. These stories and more coming up.
It's me, Simstar here, right from the Rakiliki town. और सुबह ब्रेकफास्ट शो में मैं सुनता हूँ जब ब्रेकफास्ट शो में रहता है अश्नील और संगीता के साथ इसी के साथ सुनते सुनते 11 से 2 भाभी दी का शो जितेन शामिल you know something Reki Mirchi FM is hot.
मैं हूँ श्वेता दुकुशन नर्सरी से। लोग देखते हैं ईद का चांद, लेकिन मेरा चांद तो मिर्ची एफएम है।
हमारा नाम जाबिर है, हम कोर्निविया नसोरी में रहता है। मिर्ची एफएम हम सब टाइम सुनता है। मिर्ची एफएम बहुत जुलूम है। मिर्ची एफएम इज हॉट।
Mirchi FM, it's hot.
The Fiji Barbers squad preparing for the Sud-America Sevens has been cut down to 16. Coach Chosteki Savo has named a few experienced players in the likes of Aminoni Nasilasila, Aliveretti Veitokani, Joshua Vivi, Kalioni and Kalioni Nasoko. Also included in the team are Fiji under-20 players Frank Lomani, Sirupipeli Turuba and Semisi Matawalu. Fiji Sevens Olympic gold medalist Apisai Ndomlailai has not been included as he is still going through rehabilitation. The final 12-member squad is expected to be named next week. The Sud-America Sevens tournament will be held in Argentina on January 6th and 7th, while the Chile tournament will be played on the 14th and 15th. Unavailability of venues has forced the Fiji Football Association to shift the Piles Garments Champion vs Champion series to February. The home and away based series was scheduled to start next weekend. Rohit Deo with the story.
Football fans will have to wait a little longer to watch the champions of local football collide.
Inside and Gobind Park, as you know, is closed. Churchill Park is yet to be completed, and Prince Charles Park, I'm told, has been closed for upgrading or turfing, taps to be upgraded. So as a result, we have decided that we should prolong the CVC. Open space till solar.
FA Chief Executive Bob Kumar says this will also give Ba and Lautoka more time to prepare for the championship.
Lautoka have tendency in Fiji, as you know, during the festive period, everybody things get loose. The players and officials are all occupied with the family commitments and with the entertainment and partying, etc. So that will give the teams a little more time to prepare. This time a better looking corner.
Meanwhile, the association board meeting will take place in 2 weeks, and Kumar says the 2017 calendar will be decided then.
A year calendar is one event, and then other activities and things to be discussed. We will look at the statutory requirements, our statute compliances. To take the kick.
The board meeting takes place on the 14th of next month. Rohit Deo, FBC Sports.
The Melbourne Victory football side beat Central Coast Mariners 4-1 in the Henday A-League last night. British and Irish Lions coach Warren Gatland seems optimistic of a good tour of New Zealand next year, given the Northern Hemisphere team secured some convincing wins in the November tests. This will be the Lions' first tour of New Zealand since 2005. That's sports for this evening. It's back to Amrita now with the weather.
Cloudy conditions and isolated showers in some places were the order of the day in most centres. All major centres recorded temperatures in the low 30s today. Lambasa was the hottest at 32 degrees. Tomorrow's forecast is pretty much the same as today. Cloudy conditions over the Fiji group with isolated showers in Suva and Savu-Savu. The outlook for Saturday, some showers over most places, southeast winds 15 to 20 knots, and moderate to rough seas are expected. Recapping the main stories, Prime Minister Voreqe Bainimarama says Fiji's fight against climate change has gained strength. Kumi village gets a new seawall to keep out rising sea waters. And FPC street party plans on track. For these stories and others, tune in daily to our sister radio station, Gold FM. Now to our poll question. Do we need to control the number of cars on our roads? To answer, visit our FPC website. Well, do send us newsworthy pictures and videos on email, citizens@fpc.com.fj, or share it with us via our Facebook page, FPC News. And if you're on Twitter, follow and tweet us those news tips at FPC News or simply #FPC News. Thanks for joining FPC News. I'm Amrita Priyadarshini. Good night.